Well, good morning folks, and welcome to the Whanganui River. My name is Thomas, once again. A little bit of safety stuff here for you. Okay, don't extend your arms outside the boat because we do go close to the banks. Handles to hold on to, okay? Yep. That's in case you don't trust my driving. Spins, I don't know, that's entirely up to you guys if you want to spin. And if we do one, we'll do one back here on the way back down, because I don't want to get you wet, because you will get wet in doing spins. Okay, so we'll make that decision when we leave up there. It's entirely up to you guys.
Okay.
The safety side of the boat, under the front here, we have a first aid kit under here, location. Under the back seat, there's a couple of paddles, which is quite safe. There's a fire extinguisher down here by the driver's seat as well. A pull button, one down here by the driver's seat, in case of a fire in the engine bay. And we have full radio contact with the officer at all times while we're on the river. When we walk into the bridge, in the top zip pocket of my pack is a first aid kit and a radio as well. Just so you guys are all aware where those things are. And what's underneath there is the coffee and the biscuits I baked this morning.
Fresh.
For you, Jack?
Yeah.
Homemade.
I will taste it.
You better. So it's 32 kilometres up to the bridge and we're landing. Take us anywhere between 15 minutes and 1 hour. We're going to do a few stops on the way and just tell you a little bit of history as we go along. If you've got any questions, don't be shy to ask. Okay? And you're most welcome to take photos. Anyone got any questions? No? No? Cool. I'll look at the base.
Receiving.
Yeah, I'm departing for Bridge to Nowhere. I've got a POB of 16 and my ETA will be about 2:30, latest 3 o'clock.
Yeah, roger that. Have a good day.
We will. Okay, folks, on both sides of the river here, we have a couple of structures. They're called eel weirs or eel utus. They're for catching lamprey eels. Anyone heard of them? So these eels are about this round, this long, and they have no bones in them.
Wow.
They're called the blind eel. In Māori, they're called piaro. And they're a delicacy to the Māori people. They have been coming up and down this river here for years and years and years. How we catch them, in our office there's a couple of baskets on the floor called hinakis. On the front of these weirs they've got some openings. We set those hinakis directly behind those openings. Those eels swim upstream. They try to swim through the openings and the current of the water washes them into your hinaki. You can catch a couple of hundred of these eels on a good night. Yeah, we don't sell them, we give them away because it's traditional Māori fishing. How we cook them, dig a hole around this deep, this wide. The width of this boat, we light a manuka fire in that hole, burn it right to embers, we put a netting in there, and then we grill those eels over the embers. A couple of minutes each side. Yeah, they are yum. Okay folks, over here we got the Pūroto caves. And inside these caves are glowworms, short-tailed bats. You can hear that waterfall in there? So the cave itself goes up for 6 metres. So there's a waterfall that comes out of a big hole in the bank, drops into a big deep water hole above those rocks, and there are eels in there like that. Short fin eels. I brought my grandchildren up here about 4 years ago. 4 of them, all age of 4. And they didn't believe me there was eels in there. They said, there's no eels in here. So jump in, Granddad. I said, I will, on one condition. If I go in, you've got to hop in with me. Wow. Have you ever seen little children run on top of water? Well, When the eels started to come up, they were just about like a JetBoot on the plane out of that water. You were right, Granddad. There are eels in there. I said, I told you there's eels, didn't you believe me? At least you can go back and say you swim with the eels. or you ran away from the eels. There's also another cave in here which is all part of these. The one in here goes in for about 70 metres. It's very, very muddy. A lot of school groups that canoe the river, they go in there because they can jump in the river and wash all the mud off them. But I found this block of land here. I caught a wild pig once, came down over the side, ended up in those caves about 30 metres in there. I came back down, jumped in my JetBoot, came around here, but I didn't grab a torch, I only had a lighter. So I'm walking in this cave with a big lighter, and I could hear the pig, you know, with the dogs, two dogs hanging onto his ears. Anyway, it went quiet, and my lighter went out. Oh, I think I'm in trouble here. Well, I felt that pig brush between my legs. I actually caught it out here in the middle of the river. 120 pound wild boar with tusk like that. I was lucky not to get my legs sliced open. But we got to the pig anyway.
So you went to the river for safety?
Yeah. It's probably an easy way to get it. I just come up with the boat, grab him by the ears. So if you go up this wall here, folks, right up to the thick vegetation, where all the heavy vegetation is, that is the flood that we had here in 2017. 17.8 metres, the river rose in 24 hours rain. Yeah, yeah.
Where's the source of the river?
Tongariro.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wow.
Can I ask, is the river here quite deep or is it fairly shallow?
Oh no, he is quite deep. And some of these gorges, 60, 70 feet deep.
Right.
I've never been to the bottom to see what's at the bottom.
You know back there where the water's got a like bubbly or river.
Those are rapids.
Yeah,
So it's
so-
only shallow. When the river's low, it's anywhere between your ankles and your knees.
Okay, so it's quite a shallow bit there.
Oh yeah.
All right.
But these things they only need 2 inches of water.
Yep.
Now this one here is called the dress circle because of the way it's shaped. And when we have those really, really big floods, it creates a big whirlpool here. But if you go right up above that big wide white line up there, right up to that flax, that is the 1904 flood level. 1904. That in front of the main street of Wanganui, the main street. I lived on the river all my life and I've seen some pretty big floods here. Bigger than 2017. 2004 was quite a big flood. Probably a couple more metres higher than that one. Where I parked the van, that was all underwater. 2004. Okay, up in front of us, famous 100 years ago, a couple of hills there, called the Drop Scene. Very, very famous 100 years ago. But 100 years ago, the Wanganui River was the main road from Wellington to Auckland. No State Highway 1, the railway line was joined up. So if you came up from Wellington on the train, then you got on a steamboat coming up to Piparigi, stayed in that big luxury hotel the first night, up through these middle reaches to Wakaoro, Retaruki, then you stayed in a floating houseboat, then on to Tamariki. 3-day journey, then back on that train to Auckland. Or vice versa if you were coming down. It was the main road 100 years ago. I'll tell you at Christmas time it still is. There's lots and lots of canoes come down here. You'll get 100 people pulling out in canoes from Piparigi every day during that Christmas holidays.
Nice to see it now.
This is the best time to do the tours too, because it just gets chaos. You know, you go to the bridge and you'll have 100 people sitting there having lunch.
Yeah.
And when you got a couple of school groups, oh, noisy can't. Oi, oi, shh. Over the last, probably I haven't seen any ducks on the river for the last couple of years, but we used to. But because the river's been promoted so much now, you know, they like their peace and quiet. And the biggest eel ever recorded was actually caught in here. 54 pound. bucket size eel like that.
How
Yeah.
old would that be?
Oh, well over 100 years old.
I know.
Compared to the back seat.
Good.
I had 20 people in this boat here. They're all doing canoeing. 2 kids, 7 and 8. Sitting in the very back with their parents going, "Excuse me, Thomas. What do those eels eat?" And not thinking about it, I went, little children that fall out of their canoes. I'll tell you what, it was the worst thing I ever said. They were crying. We hadn't even gone to the bridge. We got to the bridge, come back down, just up the river here a little bit, put them in canoes, and they were still crying. I know, that's 35 years ago. You're alright. They got the pipperiggy, they hadn't fallen out. Thomas, we didn't fall out, and we didn't see those big eels. Oh, very good. Now you make me happy. So this stream here is called the Mangani. This comes from Mount Tongariro as well. So this is mountain water. And this river here is one of our best trout fishing rivers. Lots of brown trout here, lots of rainbow, a kakapo, the Māori fish. The little ones like this long. We have 4 different varieties of eels up here as well.
Oh, sorry.
And this is where all our blue ducks are, up this river here. Department of Conservation, they started a predator program up here about 25 years ago. 2 pairs of ducks. Up till last year, or the year before, 300 pairs. Yeah. I've got 2 nephews that work for the Department of Conservation. Well, one he works for the Department of Conservation. He does all the pest control jobs. But my other nephew, he does all the work. Yeah. So he does all the walk around doing all the bait stations, the rat traps, the snake traps, and the cat traps as well. He said this year they caught a lot of cats, wild cats this year.
Oh, really?
Does that go up to the Blue Duck Station?
No, that's further up.
Okay.
So where the bridge to know is, Blue Duck Station is another 60 kilometres up. Yeah. But all those blue ducks are up the stream here, lots of them. And the red rookie as well, where the blue ducks are. That's why it's called blue duck. There in the man still.
So it's
Okay folks, up here on the bank here we've got a Department of Conservation sign saying Mati Mati on the track. This track here, that goes for 42 kilometres over to the Forgotten Highway. That goes from Stratford to Tamaruni. By the Wongamomana Hotel, that's where it comes out. But in this area here, 3 farms. First farm starts right here. That building on the hill is the Bridge to Nowhere Lodge. Ken, who owns, you met Josephine in the office? Her husband Ken, he was brought up there. His parents used to own that. But his parents came up in the 60s to farm. Realised pretty hard farming up here on a 36-acre block, surrounded by Māori land. There's all Māori land around here, except for 36-acre block. And Ken's Josephine and Ken went to Australia. When they come back, Ken's parents sold that lodge to the guys that have got it now. So they've been here for about 25 years. They're not locals, but that's how long they've been here. Advertised as a local? Not really.
not that long. Yeah. Been here long enough.
No. So just around the corner of the flat area here, on the right hand side is Te Iki Marae, Te Iki Kainga. That is a joint venture between Department of Conservation and the local iwi. It's also my marae, because further up past there is my family farm called Parinui. And we've been farming up here for 6 generations.
So you're local.
So we've been here for a little while. A bit longer than that dude anyway. And the next farm is called Tangahoi, but you can't see it from the river. But going back to this track here, well, my grandfather was alive and he was living up here on the farm, and those steamboats declined in 1957. He used to ride his horse out this track, out to Wongamomana Hotel. My grandparents, they couldn't have children, but they looked after 18 kids up here, all from different families, pāngai them. I understand why he went to the Wongamama Hotel. But yeah, Granddad used to, grow big gardens, an old single farrel plough with an old draft horse, grow heaps and heaps of vegetables. Well, he had to, I suppose, to be eating kids. And when he went to that hotel out there, he used to take him a day to ride there. So it must have been a really fast ride, but he was gone for a whole week before he came back. Sitting in that Wongamama Hotel drinking bottles of whiskies. I can remember growing up with my grandfather up at the farm here, crossing sheep across the river in an old dugout canoe. He used to just put them upside down in the canoe and pole them across the river. 10 at a time.
Upside down in the canoe.
Yeah, upside down in the canoe. So we'll come 21 k's up, we've still got another 11 to go. So I'll point out the marae as we go round past it, and about a kilometre up the river is my family landing to go to our farm. My nephew's up here at the moment. Me and my sister caught him yesterday. We picked up 2 wild pigs off him that he caught, and a big eel like that, and a bit of venison. Well, he went out this morning, got another pig, so he's coming up with that today.
That for in the honey.
Oh, the one I got yesterday is. All good? Playing up?
Playing up. What's going on?
Well, if you don't want to go out, I'll pick it all up on my way back down.
Yeah, yep. If I'm still here, then yeah.
You still here?
I think I've got water in the car.
Oh, hey. Well, if I don't see the boat at the landing, I know you're going out.
Yeah, all good.
Or you're still here. You get another pick this morning?
Yeah, another one. Oh, last night.
Oh, last night?
Yeah.
You got that mutton in there too, eh?
Yeah.
Bunga wants you to chuck it in my freezer, and he wants me to bandsaw it up.
Oh, yeah. All good.
Because I'm working all weekend now. Mum and I'm going to work. See you later. Okay, folks, we're just here to leave your life jackets on your seat. This is the landing. There's a toilet just up here on the track because it goes up here and it goes back that way. Where that guy was sitting in a boat down there, I want to take my boat back down there and I'm going to walk up the goat track and I'll meet you guys on the track. And then we'll walk to the bridge. So once you hop off the boat, you just carry on walking. Take your lunches. And if you don't see me on the track, you can't miss the bridge. It's a big concrete bridge in the middle of nowhere.
Einfach auf den Sitz.
Ja, carry on walking.
Achtung, hinter dir, Leute. Geh ruhig.
That's the hardest bit, is up those steps. Once you get up there, it's easy.
What do you want, Don?
Okay, folks, see those buildings up here as we came down the straight? This is one of the biggest farms between Piparigi and the bridge to nowhere. 5,000 acres. And it goes right back to the Ruatiri Valley Road, that goes down to the bridge to nowhere, and goes right back up river to the marae up there. But the old red building up here is a 10-stand wool shed. So 10 sheds to shed the sheep. And I'm going back to steamboat days. When they used to press all the wool, they used to let them over the side here, one bale at a time on a big long rope, onto those rocks, and then load those wool bales onto those steamboats. One wool bale at a time. What are they, 500-600 kgs? The old winch is still up there, an old hand winch. Big old thing though, like this. Hand winch. Over on this bank over here is where quite a lot of that New Zealand movie River Queen was filmed. They filmed a lot of it here. But when the film industry made that movie, they opened up the old horse track into this farm. 27 kilometres. Cost them $2.7 million to open it up. Happy farmer.
Yeah.
Doesn't cost them a cent. The film industry paid for it.
Is it still open?
Yeah, he just maintains it now. Just a standard 12-foot road, but he can drive a Land Rover in there or no four-wheel drive motorbikes in the winter. But before that was only a 3-foot horse track. So it was giddy up, or come up the river to JetBoot. So when we go around the corner down the straight, you'll see the old road dug into the bank all the way to the river. They don't use it anymore, he just maintains that old track.